Personal growth isn't just about learning. It's about applying what we learn to create real change. If you're ready to step into your best self, hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so we can keep growing together. And let's connect. What's one self-improvement goal you're working on right now? Drop it in the comments. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive on setbacks, using them as stepping stones to greater success, while others give up at the first sign of failure? The secret lies in their ability to view failures as learning opportunities and harness the power of resilience. In this bookshot, we'll look at how to build a routine that will make you more able to learn and engage, turning every failure into a chance for growth. Misconceptions about failure. In our society, failure is often stigmatized. Many of us believe from childhood that failure is a sign of weakness or incompetence. We internalize the idea that success must come on the first try, and anything less is unacceptable. However, this way of thinking can be detrimental to our personal and professional development. Instead of fearing failure, we should embrace it as an integral part of the learning process. Remember Thomas Edison, who famously remarked, "I have not failed. I have simply found 10,000 ways that don't work." His persistence and willingness to learn from each failed attempt led to the invention of the electric light bulb. Edison's story shows that failure is not a dead end, but a workaround that eventually leads to innovation and success. The role of failure in personal growth. Personal growth and development is often accompanied by challenges and failures. It is through these experiences that we learn the most about ourselves and our capabilities. When we encounter failure, it forces us to reflect on our actions, strategies, and decisions. These reflections are critical to identifying areas for improvement and making necessary changes. In her book Mindset: The New Psychology of Success, Carol S. Dweck discusses the concept of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. A fixed mindset assumes that our abilities are static and unchanging, which leads to fear of failure and avoidance of challenges. In contrast, a growth mindset believes that our abilities can be developed through effort and perseverance. This way of thinking transforms failure from a source of shame to a valuable learning opportunity. Part 1. Failure as a stepping stone. Failure is often perceived as a negative outcome, but what if we viewed it as a necessary step on the road to success? Carol S. Dweck explains that people with a growth mindset see difficulties and setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. They believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work, which breeds a love of learning and resilience. Dweck's research emphasizes that adopting a growth mindset can have a significant impact on how we view setbacks. Rather than seeing them as a final judgment of our abilities, we can view them as feedback that guides us to improve. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is a key trait that differentiates successful individuals from those who give up easily. In her book, Option B, Facing Adversity, Building Resilience, and Finding Joy, Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook, emphasizes that resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill that can be developed. Sandberg, who co-authored the book with psychologist Adam Grant, explores how people can build resilience through personal stories and psychological research. Sandberg shares her own experience of coping with the sudden death of her husband and how she learned to rebuild her life by embracing resilience. She argues that resilience involves acknowledging and accepting our feelings, seeking support from others, and finding ways to move forward despite our pain. Success is rarely achieved without encountering obstacles along the way. The stories of many successful people are filled with instances of failure and rejection. What sets them apart is their resilience, their ability to persevere and continue striving towards their goals, despite setbacks. Take J.K. Rowling, for instance. Before becoming one of the world's most successful authors, Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers for her Harry Potter manuscript. Her persistence and belief in her story eventually paid off, resulting in a globally beloved series that has inspired millions. Rowling's journey underscores the importance of resilience in achieving success. She didn't allow initial failures to define her. Instead, she used them as motivation to keep pushing forward. Part 2. Establishing a learning regimen. To become a better learner and maintain interest in the process, it's important to establish a consistent learning regimen. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, talks about the importance of creating small, sustainable habits that lead to significant change over time. Clear's research shows that by breaking learning into manageable chunks and integrating them into daily life, we can make steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. Practical steps. 1. Set clear goals. Identify what you want to learn and why it is important to you. Having a clear goal will keep you motivated. 2. Make a schedule. Set aside a specific time to study each day or week. Consistency is key to forming a habit. 3. Start small. Start with small, achievable tasks. As you gain confidence, gradually increase the difficulty of your study tasks. 4. Track your progress. Keep a journal or use a digital tool to track your progress. Celebrating small victories will keep you motivated. Adopting a growth mindset is very important to keep you interested in the learning process. When you believe that your abilities can improve through effort, you are more likely to persevere in the face of challenges. Carol Dweck's research shows that encouraging effort rather than innate talent fosters a growth mindset. By focusing on the process of learning rather than the outcome, you can instill a love of learning that will sustain your efforts over time. Practical steps. 1. Embrace challenges. View challenges as opportunities for growth, not as obstacles to overcome. 2. Learn from criticism. Accept constructive feedback as a valuable source of information for improvement. 3. Celebrate effort. Recognize and celebrate your efforts regardless of the outcome. This reinforces the value of hard work and perseverance. 4. Reflect on failures. Analyze your failures to understand what went wrong and how you can improve. Use this knowledge to adjust your approach. Part 3. Find your passion. To maintain your interest in the learning process, it's important to find subjects and activities that really interest you. In his book, Drive: The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us, Daniel H. Pink discusses the concept of intrinsic motivation, which is driven by intrinsic rewards such as personal growth and satisfaction. Pink argues that when we engage in activities that align with our passions and values, we are more likely to stay motivated and committed. Practical steps. 1. Take time to explore different subjects and activities to see what you are passionate about. 2. Align your learning goals with your personal interests and values. 3. Join communities or groups that share your interests. Social connections can provide support and motivation. 4. To avoid monotony, vary the types of learning activities. Try different formats such as books, podcasts, online courses, and hands-on activities. Use technology to your advantage. In today's digital age, technology offers many tools and resources to enhance learning. From online courses to educational apps, there are endless opportunities to make learning fun and engaging. Practical steps. 1. Use online platforms. Use online platforms such as Coursera, Udemy, and Khan Academy to access a wide range of courses. 2. Use educational apps. Download educational apps that match your interests and learning style. 3. Join online communities. Participate in online forums and communities where you can discuss and share your learning experiences. 4. Experiment with multimedia. Incorporate videos, podcasts, and interactive simulations into your learning program. Part 4. Expert opinions and surprising facts. In her book Grit: The Power of Passion and Perseverance, Angela Duckworth emphasizes that grit, a combination of passion and perseverance, is the key to success. Duckworth's research shows that people who demonstrate grit are more likely to achieve their long-term goals because they are willing to persevere through setbacks and failures. Brené Brown talks about the importance of embracing vulnerability. She argues that openness to failure and a willingness to take risks can lead to greater creativity, innovation, and personal growth. Ryan Holiday, in his book Obstacle is the Way: The Timeless Art of Turning Adversity into Triumph, explores how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can help people turn adversity into advantages. Holiday argues that by focusing on what we can control and maintaining a stoic attitude toward difficulties, we can overcome setbacks more effectively. He draws on the teachings of Stoic philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius, who believed that obstacles and setbacks are opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Surprising facts and statistics. 1. Failure rate. According to a study published in the Journal of Business Venturing, about 50% of new businesses fail within the first 5 years. However, many successful entrepreneurs view these failures as valuable experiences that contribute to their eventual success. 2. Neuroplasticity. Research on neuroplasticity shows that the brain is capable of reorganizing itself by forming new neural connections. This means that learning and skill development can continue throughout life, reinforcing the idea that we are never too old to learn. 3. Resilience training. A study conducted by the American Psychological Association found that resilience training programs can significantly improve people's ability to cope with stress and adversity. Such programs often focus on developing positive thinking, building social connections, and self-care. Part 5. Building resilience. Building resilience involves forming habits and attitudes that will enable you to cope effectively with challenges and setbacks. In their book, The Resilience Factor: 7 Keys to Gaining Inner Strength and Overcoming Life's Obstacles, Karen Revich and Andrew Schutte offer practical strategies for developing resilience. The practical steps are: 1. Cultivate optimism. Focus on the positive aspects of situations and believe in your ability to overcome challenges. 2. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially during difficult times. 3. Build strong relationships. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who can encourage and help. 4. Develop problem-solving skills. Break problems into manageable parts and develop a plan to solve them. 5. Lead a healthy lifestyle. Prioritize your physical and mental health by exercising regularly, eating a balanced diet, and getting enough sleep. To stay resilient and engaged in learning, it is important to adopt a mindset of continuous improvement and adaptation. In his book, The Lean Startup, Eric Ries emphasizes the importance of iteration and learning from feedback. This approach can be applied to personal development as well. Practical steps. 1. Iterate and improve. Regularly evaluate your progress and adjust your learning process as needed. 2. Seek feedback. Actively seek feedback from peers, mentors, and experts to identify areas for improvement. 3. Stay curious. Maintain a sense of curiosity and openness to new ideas and experiences. 4. Adapt to change. Show flexibility and willingness to adapt your approach when faced with new challenges or opportunities. In conclusion, building resilience and lifelong learning is a journey that requires an active and positive mindset. By viewing setbacks as learning opportunities and establishing a consistent learning regimen, you can instill a love of learning that will sustain your efforts over time. Drawing inspiration from experts like Carol Dweck, Angela Duckworth, and Brené Brown, we can embrace challenges, develop resilience, and stay motivated in the face of failure. Remember that the road to success is rarely straight. It is full of twists, turns, curves, and occasional setbacks. However, if you build a routine that prioritizes learning and resilience, you can overcome these challenges and become stronger and more capable than ever. So the next time you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this failure as a stepping stone to greater success? Embrace the journey, stay curious, and never forget the value of continuous learning. As you develop the habits and mindset of a resilient learner, you will realize that each failure brings you one step closer to achieving your goals and reaching your full potential. Thank you for being part of this journey. If this video gave you value, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more insights on self-growth and transformation. And before you go, share in the comments. What's your biggest takeaway from today's discussion? Let's support each other. Join our community absolutely free to learn even more on this topic. Don't stop here. There's even more free value waiting for you. Click the link now.